Hey everyone, today I want to talk to you about what's happening today, December 1st, the beginning of the last month of the calendar year 2022. If you like what you hear today, please hit the bell, make sure that we can keep you informed every time we do an update just like this. The market's all over the place. Let's get into it. Thanks for checking in. Okay, so today is December 1st. We're going to start the conversation about the real estate market right here in Phoenix by talking about maybe a couple of things that are backward looking, but I promise it'll all make sense at the end. First of all, the numbers for the month of October for how many new housing permits were issued have finally been solidified. Now, it takes a while for the counties, both Maricopa and Pinal, to put those together and audit the information. So for October 2022, 1,145 new home permits were issued, and that is the lowest number for a single month since February of 2015. Eek, what does that mean? And why do we care? Well, obviously it indicates some type of slowdown in the need for those homes and the demand for them. But what it really means is in the not too distant future, when interest rates start to come back down and there is increased demand, we already have actually very high demand in this area, but increased demand on single family homes, we're going to be short. So that is a really important thing for us to watch and see what happens, not just what happened in October, but what's going to happen in November. So housing starts, October are down. Now, where are we today? What is happening today? Well, right this minute in the AR MLS, there are, I gotta read it so I get it right, 19,452 homes available for sale. And there are currently 4,565 in pending status. These numbers are pretty healthy. Honestly, they are. We know that there has been suddenly more inventory. And when I say suddenly, I mean over the last 3 months, inventories have been creeping up, and now they've been sitting right around anywhere from 19,500 to about 22,000 units at any time available to sell. But that is not a number that should do anything but encourage those of us who work in and who invest in real estate. Now, I know I might sound a little bit crazy, but the truth is this: we still do not have enough homes to match the demand that we have for single family homes here in the greater Phoenix area. Have prices come down a little, and I'm going to explain that, but they haven't come down significantly. And the fact that there are more homes on the market right now, whether you're a buyer or a seller, is actually a great thing as long as you work into the marketing in a way that those numbers, those totals make sense to your customer. And that's true whether you have a buyer or a seller that you're trying to work with in what is a very different market than it was 6 months ago. More homes on the market mean, obviously, more choices. This is allowing clients who may have never in their home search had more than a day, if that, to think about whether they want to write on a house. Now they can think about it for a minute or two. And sellers are coming to the market with a much better priced home and much more realistic expectations about what a good deal looks like. It's our job as agents to bring a deal to the table that we believe is going to close. And right now, with more inventory and with sellers and buyers being more realistic, the odds of those deals closing should continue to improve. That brings me to my next statistic. In the last 30 days, 4,875 homes have closed. And those 4,875 homes, 46% of those deals included seller concessions to the buyers. Now, those concessions can take all kinds of forms, but it's a monetary contribution at close of escrow that could be covering a 2-1 buy down or a 3-2-1 buy down, could be simply covering closing costs, could be any number of things. Now, we always have to check with the lender how we can write it and if we should write it, and how we can make sure that we're doing it in a way that conforms with the rules and regulations about lending. But we have to think about that as buyers and sellers. The concessions, they're back on the table. It's part of the deal. And as your agent, I'm going to help you work through that no matter which side of the table we're sitting on any given day. So you're hearing about interest rates, and yeah, they're probably going to continue to go up. Now, yesterday, Jerome Powell said they're going to go up perhaps perhaps, in smaller increments than they've been going up in 75 basis points for the last 4 increases. The stock market loved that yesterday. We'll see what happens today and for the next week or so while we work through the month ending numbers for the month of November. I know a lot of this is kind of boring, but the reality is all these numbers end up influencing what you want to use to price your house, and then of course what our clients are going to use to buy it. So just remember that in the beginning of 2023, the new conforming loan limit has been increased to $726,200. So that means anything under that amount is going to be a conventional loan, not a jumbo loan. That's going to open a lot of opportunity. It's going to give a lot of our lender partners more latitude. They're going to be able to participate in mortgages on higher price points, which overall is always good for you, the consumer. So lots of numbers. What does it mean for you? Well, you know what? That's why we need to have these kind of chit chats every once in a while. And we need to have real live conversations as well. Let's talk about what's important to you and your family as we work through the intricacies of the Phoenix market today or anytime in the future. All my contact information is attached to this post. Please do check back to the channel, subscribe, because that's where the most updates are going to be. And then you won't have to look for it. It will just come to you. And you know you can always find me on all of social media or right here at 612-816-0852. Thank you so much for checking in and for staying in touch. Let's talk soon.